Thank you for being here. In a world that constantly tells us to be seen, to connect, to belong, you have chosen to find a space for yourself. A space for quiet, for reflection, for honest conversation. There's a reason you're here. You've probably felt it, that silent, heavy ache that no one else seems to understand. Perhaps you've tried to explain it to a loved one. You searched for the right words to describe the storm inside your soul, but their well-intentioned advice felt hollow, their dismissive platitudes like a cold draft. You've heard just be positive, or everyone goes through this, or you have so much to be grateful for. And while those words may be true on some level, they landed like bricks, making you feel even more isolated, even more broken. You were left with a question that echoes in the quiet moments. How do I heal when no one understands? This feeling of profound solitude can be one of the most painful experiences. We are social creatures, wired for connection. We crave community and validation. Yet, the deepest, most sacred parts of our healing journeys are often walked alone. The wounds that hurt the most are often the invisible ones, the ones that others cannot see, touch, or comprehend. But what if this solitude isn't a punishment? What if it's an invitation? A sacred invitation from your own soul to do the one thing no one else can do for you, to see yourself, to validate yourself, and to love yourself unconditionally. Today, we're going to talk about a different kind of healing, a private, powerful, and deeply personal journey. This is a guide for the loneliest part of your path. It's for those moments when you feel like you're walking in a dark forest with no one but yourself for company. This is about discovering your own inner compass when the world's map doesn't make sense anymore. The first, and perhaps most courageous, step is to simply accept the solitude. We've been taught to fear being alone. We fill every quiet moment with noise, scrolling our phones, watching TV, keeping busy. But in the noise, we lose ourselves. In the silence, we find ourselves. In the quiet solitude, we are given the space to finally listen to the whispers of our own soul, to feel the emotions we've been running from, to acknowledge the pain we've been trying to bury. This is not a message about being fearless. This is a message about being so connected to your own inner strength that fear loses its power. It's about understanding that your difficulties are not happening to you, but happening for you. They are not here to break you. They are here to reveal what in you is unbreakable. They are here to strip away everything you are not, so you can finally stand in the truth of who you are. This is the journey of the phoenix rising from the ashes, of a seed breaking through the darkness of the soil to find the light. You are not a victim of your pain. You are the alchemist who can transform it into wisdom. Your pain, when met with courage and presence, becomes your greatest teacher, your most profound source of compassion. So, let's take a deep breath together. Let's release the need for others to understand. Let's acknowledge the quiet courage that brought you here, and let's begin the work of coming home to yourself. The world may not understand you, but that does not make your pain any less valid, and it does not make your healing any less necessary. The most important relationship you will ever have is the one with yourself. It's time to honor that. Once you have made the courageous decision to be with your solitude, a different kind of conversation begins. It is the conversation with your pain itself. We've been taught to see pain as the enemy, as a flaw to be fixed, a problem to be solved. We run from it. We numb it with distractions. We bury it under layers of busyness and superficial connections. But what if pain is not the enemy? What if it is a messenger, a quiet teacher who carries the precise wisdom you need to heal? Think about the last time you felt a deep, profound ache. Maybe it was a heartbreak, a job loss, or a sense of not belonging. In that moment, your instinct was likely to recoil, to pull away, to desperately wish for the feeling to end. This is the first, natural arrow. But what happened next? Did you spend days, weeks, months replaying the event? Did you tell yourself stories of "I'm not enough" or "I always fail"? That is the second arrow. The suffering we create by resisting the very thing that is trying to get our attention. The deepest healing begins when you stop fighting the first arrow and start listening to its message. It's an act of spiritual alchemy. It's the moment you look your pain in the eye and ask, "What are you trying to teach me? What part of me needs to be seen, to be heard, to be held?" The pain of a heartbreak can teach you about your capacity for love and the courage it takes to be vulnerable. The pain of a setback can teach you about resilience, about the strength you never knew you had. The pain of feeling misunderstood can teach you about self-acceptance, about trusting your own inner compass when the world's navigation system fails. Your pain is not a mistake. It is a profound part of your curriculum. It is a signal from your soul saying, "There is something here that wants to be transformed." Think of a seed. It needs darkness to grow. It needs the pressure of the soil above it to break open and send a fragile shoot toward the sun. The process of breaking open, of dissolving the old form, is necessary for the new to emerge. The caterpillar must dissolve into a nutrient-rich soup inside the chrysalis before it can become a butterfly. The old must be shed for the new to take flight. Your pain is that darkness. It is that chrysalis. It is the necessary dissolution that is making space for something magnificent to be born within you. The woman who heals from a betrayal becomes a fierce advocate for honest relationships. The man who navigates a crushing professional failure becomes a leader with a profound sense of compassion. The person who faces profound loneliness becomes a source of deep connection for others. This is not about spiritual bypassing. It's not about ignoring your feelings or pretending to be grateful for the hardship. It's about being fully present with the discomfort, but refusing to allow it to define your entire existence. It's about holding two truths simultaneously. This hurts, and this is teaching me something vital. When you feel the urge to run, to distract yourself, to numb the pain, pause. Take a deep breath. Place a hand over your heart and just feel. Don't try to fix it. Don't try to make it go away. Just be with it. This is where the magic happens. In that moment of quiet presence, the pain begins to lose its power to overwhelm you. It becomes a feeling, not a monster. It becomes a teacher, not an enemy. Remember, your journey is your own. No one can walk it for you, and no one can fully understand its unique texture. But that is also your greatest gift, because the wisdom you gain, the resilience you build, and the compassion you cultivate on this solitary path are precisely the tools you will need to help others. You are not just healing yourself. You are preparing to be a light for those who are still walking in the darkness you once knew. When the outside world feels like a place you can't be fully seen or understood, it's time to build a sanctuary on the inside. This is your inner home, a place of safety and peace that no one can ever take away. It is here, in this sacred space that the real, quiet work of healing begins. And it starts with small, consistent acts of self. The first essential act is to reclaim your rituals. In a chaotic world, rituals are your anchors. They are not grand, dramatic gestures. They are small, mindful actions that create a sense of predictability and calm. This can be as simple as making a cup of tea every morning in silence, watching the steam rise and feeling the warmth in your hands. It can be listening to a single song that speaks to your soul, allowing yourself to feel every note. It can be spending just 5 minutes before bed to gently stretch and release the tension of the day. These rituals are tiny acts of coming home to yourself. They are a daily declaration that you are worthy of your own time, your own presence, your own care. The second act is to practice radical self-compassion. We are often our own harshest critics. When others don't understand our pain, we often internalize their judgment and begin to judge ourselves. But you cannot heal a wound by attacking it. Healing requires gentleness, patience, and boundless compassion. A good friend once told me, when you're struggling, talk to yourself as you would to a dear friend. Think of a moment when someone you love was in pain. You wouldn't say, just get over it. You would say, it's okay to feel this way. I'm here with you. Now, turn that same gentle voice inward. Remind yourself that it's okay to not be okay. Remind yourself that healing is not a straight line. There will be days when you feel like you've taken 10 steps back. Don't judge those days. Acknowledge them, and with kindness, begin again. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, and sometimes that step is simply getting out of bed. The third act is to create a sacred boundary. You are not obligated to explain your healing journey to anyone who isn't willing to listen with empathy. You are not a public library for your pain. People who do not understand will offer platitudes, unwanted advice, and even unintentional harm. You have the right to protect your energy. This means it's okay to limit conversations with those who drain you. It's okay to say, I'm not ready to talk about that right now. Setting these boundaries is not a sign of weakness. It is a profound act of self. It's an act of saying, my healing is more important than your comfort. The final act is to find a trusted anchor, even if it's just one. While the deepest healing is often a solo journey, it doesn't mean you have to be completely alone. Seek out a professional, a therapist, a counselor, a spiritual guide who can hold a safe, non-judgmental space for you. This person doesn't need to fully understand every nuance of your pain to be helpful. They simply need to be a constant, compassionate presence. They can be the lighthouse for your ship, guiding you through the fog when your own inner compass feels lost. This person is not there to fix you, but to witness you, to remind you that you are not broken and that you are worthy of healing. Your journey is your own. It may feel lonely at times, but remember this: the strength and wisdom you are cultivating in the quiet moments of solitude are a rare and precious gift. They are the seeds of a profound resilience, a deep self-trust that will serve you for the rest of your life. The world may not understand your pain, but one day it will see the wisdom and strength that grew from it. The journey of healing, especially in solitude, can feel like you're doing the work for no one. You're putting in the effort. You're facing the shadows. You're showing up for yourself day after day. And there's no one there to see your courage. No one to give you a medal. no one to say, "I'm so proud of you." But this is precisely where the most profound transformation occurs. Because when you do the work for yourself, you are building a strength that can never be taken away. You are forging a deep, unwavering self-trust that is not dependent on external validation. And in this process, something beautiful happens. You develop two of the most powerful qualities a human can possess: radical compassion and unshakable wisdom. You see, most people struggle to be truly compassionate because they are still fighting their own battles. They are too busy trying to get others to understand their pain, to have the energy to understand anyone else's. But you, on this solitary path, are learning a different way. You are learning to sit with your own discomfort. You are learning to witness your own sadness without needing to fix it. And in doing so, you are unknowingly building the capacity to sit with the pain of others. Think about it. When you have truly faced your own shadows, you are no longer afraid of anyone else's. When someone comes to you with a broken heart, you won't offer a hollow platitude like, "It'll be okay." Instead, you'll be able to sit with them in the silence. You'll be able to say, "I see your pain. I understand that this hurts," and your words will land with the weight of experience, with the grace of a soul who has been there. Your wounds, when healed with awareness, become your greatest gift to the world. They become wells of wisdom from which you can draw to support others. They become the foundation for a profound empathy that can change lives. The person who was betrayed becomes a trusted and loyal friend. The person who suffered profound loss becomes a compassionate and present guide. Your brokenness, when you choose to heal it, becomes your superpower. And from this compassion, a powerful wisdom arises. The wisdom of knowing what truly matters. When you have faced the parts of yourself that you thought were unlovable, you no longer need the validation of others to feel whole. You stop chasing things that don't serve your highest good, superficial relationships, careers that drain your soul, a life lived to please others. You begin to live from a place of authenticity, guided by your own inner compass. The world might have told you that you were broken. It might have told you that your pain made you a victim. But your healing journey is showing you a different truth. It is showing you that you are a whole, resilient being, that your pain was not a mistake, but a teacher, and that you are, in fact, the hero of your own story. This is the solitude of the phoenix, the period of quiet, internal work that allows you to rise, not as the person you were before, but as a completely new, powerful, more authentic version of yourself. You are not just healing yourself, you are becoming a beacon for others. In the final part, we will talk about how to carry this wisdom forward and embrace the final, most beautiful truth of your journey, and here you are. After a long journey through the solitude and the shadows, you find yourself here, now. You have faced the uncomfortable truths. You have listened to the uninvited messenger. You have built a home on the inside, a sanctuary that is entirely your own. You've learned that your pain wasn't a mistake, but a profound teacher. You've discovered a strength that isn't dependent on a crowd, but on your own quiet resilience. And you found a deep, unwavering compassion that was forged in the fire of your own suffering. This is the final, most beautiful truth of your healing journey. You were never broken. The world may have told you that you were. The wounds may have felt like cracks, but you were always whole. The pain was simply an experience passing through you. The heartbreak was a process of a heart expanding. The struggle was an old self being shed to make room for a more authentic you. Think about the ocean. A wave can rise and fall. It can crash and break. But the ocean itself is never broken. It remains whole, vast, and unchanging. You are that ocean. The pain, the loneliness, the anxiety, they are all just waves. They pass through, they teach you something, and then they dissolve back into the vastness of who you truly are. So, what does it mean to heal yourself, even when no one understands you? It means you no longer need validation from the world to feel worthy. Your self-worth is no longer a public opinion poll. It is a quiet, unshakable truth that you have found in the deepest parts of your soul. It means you can walk your path with a grace that comes from knowing who you are, without needing a crowd to cheer you on. It means your pain has not made you a victim. It has made you a healer, a guide, a beacon of hope for all those who feel lost in the darkness you once knew. The world may not understand your journey, but it will be forever changed by the wisdom and compassion that you now embody. You didn't just heal a wound. You became the medicine. This is your life, your story, your healing. And it is, from this moment forward, completely and profoundly your own.